Hey guys. Okay. We have a topic that we want to talk about.
We have notes for that topic. There's no teleprompter. There's nothing. This is raw. This is
just a camera, a plant.
All right. Today's title for this video is 5 reasons why homeschooling is better than public schooling. So anyway, let's just jump right into it. We're gonna start with bullet point 5. I guess I can start out with this one. The 5th bullet point is choosing our friends that we are able to hang out with / sports. Our parents, they gave us the opportunity of being in like so many different sports. Baseball, football, basketball,
gymnastics,
motocross. There was a lot.
Boy Scouts.
No. That is not a sport. I'm kidding. We actually did do Boy Scouts. We were all Eagle Scouts, and gotta drop that clout right there. Yeah, we were able to choose the friends that we were able to hang out with, and we were able to kind of choose the sports that we were interested in. And our parents, they put us in a lot of different sports because they were trying to figure out what we were interested in. So yeah, we basically did everything. I think that was honestly so crucial in our like social development. I don't know about you, but going to sports and socializing with other people helped like pull me out of my shell. I was able to make friends at sports, and I was learning how to communicate and like play as a team.
Part of that is stepping out of your comfort zone. So like in gymnastics, we were always coached to be like, okay, now do a backflip. And we were like, I've never done a backflip. So we did it, and we were like, oh, I can do more than what I thought.
I think that's
and it's healthy too. It's good, you know, exercise for your kids. You want them to learn like balance and body control, things like that. With school, it's kind of like you get to spend more time, or with homeschool, you kind of get to spend more time with your kids and be able to help raise them the way that you want, and not have teachers kind of indoctrinate them in their own way of thinking. And then they get home, they're like, my teacher said this. And you're like, that's not right. You need to do this. So it kind of helps you to raise them how you want them to be raised.
So I'm standing here at my computer, and I realized after looking through some of the footage that Matt and I forgot a pretty important point in regards to who we chose to associate ourselves with. And that point is bullying. Bullying, not bowling. Gosh, my potato Idaho accent is not helping me. Bullying, 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 bullies. You get the point. Some people say that bullying is okay because it helps out with like character development. I don't think there's anything good about cutting other people down. There's other ways to build character than to tearing somebody down. Public school, you get a lot of bullying. Homeschool, you don't get much bullying, besides maybe your siblings, and that's okay, you know? Having a little tush whooping from your older brother is all right. But yeah, that's one thing that we forgot in regards to who we associate ourselves with. I think that covers point 5. All right, so now let's go on to point 4.
So the 4th point that we want to talk about, and that's kind of like a pro for homeschooling, is the family time. Now, the reason why we believe so much in family time is because it's your unit of, you know, life. It's where you're going to be throughout life. It's like, oh, where are your parents? We don't really like them. We don't talk with them. But if your parents develop that good relationship with their kids through homeschooling and through, you know, teaching them the right things that they should learn, then you have a good family relationship, as well as with your siblings as well. You know that moment too when you like see another homeschooler. What's up? You homeschooled?
Yeah, dog.
Really? Prove it then.
Put her there, brother. Hey, are you homeschooled? Well, yes, I am. No way. That's basically every single time we see another homeschooler. So the 3rd one is creative learning. There's a lot of kids who are just spending passive time on social media and on YouTube, watching people's videos that don't really like encourage learning. We feel like there's a lot of passive time that's kind of just like, there's just, I guess, like making the brain just like mental.
It really is. If you don't, your brain is a muscle, so if you don't exercise it, like the reason why we are so motivated and driven is because we've learned that, you know, we have to exercise that brain.
Yeah,
and do mind reps, okay? Set them up with a cool online course teaching them about finance, or teaching them the ways of, you know, business structure, even at a young age, in a creative way. So it's not like a teacher explaining all these things and the kids are like, okay, I'm not learning anything because it's going way over their head. They can learn at their own pace, and they can learn creatively through courses or through books or even assignments that the parents give them. And that's really how we were taught a lot of the ways, is our parents would be like, hey, we want you to read this business book and give us a report report on what you learned from it and how it applies, because this is what we're doing. But it wasn't just about business. It would be about art, about history, about music, a lot of different things. Yeah. And we could learn based on our interest. If we were like, oh, I don't want to learn this, they would say, okay, well, here's why you should learn it.
There's a couple different websites that we can recommend. Link in the bios. We'll link the different websites that you can maybe get your kids to be learning different skills. There's like master classes, there's Skillshare, there's lynda.com. Wimp.com is a simple one that just talks about like informative but also like entertaining videos that has a mix. YouTube is amazing if they're watching like how-to videos and just encouraging learning. There's a lot of different things. So that's number 3, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's number 3. We'll jump on to number 2.
So number 2, we talked about fear being really prevalent in public schools. And what do you mean by fear?
So when it comes to fear, the way that we were taught in school is that I never really feared failure necessarily. I had pressure when I was like going through homeschool, like I feel like we all did.
Yeah.
We had like just enough pressure to be able to encourage us and to like keep us going to keep learning, but there wasn't like coercion. It was through our own will of wanting to learn. And that was what was cool about homeschool, is that I never felt like I was competitive with my siblings. Like I felt like pressure, like, oh, I gotta like keep learning. But I didn't feel like if I failed, that was going to be the end-all, be-all.
What we've seen from our friends in public school is they kind of have like this fear, anxiety, this like societal pressure of like, if you don't do well in school, you're going to be a failure. We've had teachers tell our friends like they're going to flip burgers if they can't excel at this one thing, which might be like math or history. And so it kind of alleviates that fear, that severe pressure to the point where it becomes anxiety, and it can lead to really bad things like, you know, mental disorders or even suicide. So
that's 2. We're gonna jump right into our last topic. So number 1 is personalized learning.
The reason why we feel like personalized learning is most important is because there's too much, and we talked about fear, there's too much pressure of like having all of these students go through this system, that's why it's called the school system, to become pretty much the same person, become someone that is catered for a job. But we know that there's people that are gonna grow up to be mechanics and they love doing that, maybe be entrepreneurs, and that's what they want to do because they don't want to be managed by someone else. So you can't judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, and you can't judge children in school on their ability to excel at one thing. Just because they may not succeed in like biology or history or the gym class, for example, doesn't mean that they're not going to excel in other areas that they're more catered to that's going to bring them a more fulfilled future. So learning and education is really good, but if you can personalize that through the homeschooling experience, like what we've experienced, we were able to see it from many different angles, and we were able to learn things based on our desires, our interests, and now we're doing the things that we love most. We do videography, we build businesses, we do, you know, really exciting stuff, and we're always learning new things every day.
I think that basically wraps it up. A lot of these things are thought-provoking, and you've probably had like a lot of thoughts while watching this video. You may completely disagree with us, but this is just honestly from our personal own experience, and then also from what our friends who go to public school, what they've said. So I hope, if anything, we can just all love education and love learning, and whatever way is best for that, whether that's homeschool or public schooling, continually educating ourselves. I think that's what's most important. Let's just all learn. Let's just educate ourselves. Like, let's just keep growing. Let's grind it.
Knowledge.
Yeah, whatever you do, knowledge. Whatever you do, like, be the best at it. I don't know how else to say it.
Preach, brother. Whatever you're doing, just do it more, okay? And keep doing it.
Yeah, keep doing it. But unless it's bad, unless it's like drugs or something, don't do that.
So lastly, leave down in the comments below your opinion on why the public school system is good, maybe it needs improvements.
Or if you agree with us, like, leave your comments below what you think about this video, or share it with a friend as well, because these are just our own personal tips from our history, our life of being homeschooled. We have never been to public school. Besides, I mean, like a couple courses
one
online.
semester at a community college.
Yeah, so leave a comment section below, and if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for when we're posting our next week's video. See you guys next week.